I think, for me, I'd start by saying, as far as I'm concerned, the whole visa regime that we are containing globally when it comes to tourism is an Australian term I use as a racket. It's a racket. A racket is effectively something that is dressed up to look like something, to give the perception that it delivers something, but really it doesn't deliver. So far as I'm concerned, the whole visa regime globally is a tax racket. Particularly for tourists. I'm not talking about all of the working visas and the other visas for access for various other reasons, but for the pure notion of people taking a vacation in another country. So far as I'm concerned, visas are the single biggest impediment to have people move freely around this world, this globe, in an environment where we have some of the most amazing technology capabilities in many countries, yet we seem still obsessed of having this manualised system of visa issuance for certain countries. Some countries have got it right, where they've moved to an electronic version. The point that Raphael made before about the balance between countries spending hundreds of millions of dollars promoting the fact that you should go and visit it, and then spend hundreds of millions of dollars making it almost impossible for you to go there, is completely inconsistent with the notion that governments generally value tourists and value the movement of those tourists. I think the United States is one country that has done a good job in balancing the freedoms of travel and the security of the issuance through the visa waiver program. I know not every country is a part of that, but Australia is, and we pay our $14, which is about $18 Australian, and it gives us multi-entry. $10 of that goes to promotion, and it's simple and easy, and in fact a lot of people end up doing it sitting in the airport before they leave. It's so simple to do. But when you look forward to the way in which technology is moving, and the way in which, and I made reference to the term before in my speech yesterday around this notion of digital disruption. If there's one thing in this world that needs serious digital disruption, it's the visa regime that we have in this globe. There are a bunch of bureaucrats who dine out every night in expensive 3-star Michelin restaurants who will do everything they can to ensure that this ridiculous visa regime that we have globally continues. We, as the travel advocates, need to really start rallying our thinking and getting a common message to say to governments, justify why, after a government in which you have respect for issues a person with a passport, that you then need to take that passport and put something in it before that person presents that passport to you when they arrive at the country. It's the 1940s thinking. And so I certainly think we need some digital disruption. There's a movie called The Minority Report. I don't know if many of you have seen that. And it proposes the notion that your retina becomes your signature. That technology exists now. I open my laptop by looking at it. So I'm not quite sure why governments are so frightened of embracing the notion of the freedom of travel, utilising the one thing that we've all commonly agreed on, and that's the notion of a passport, that many countries now move to this electronic version. Why on earth do we need another piece of paper? There was an example recently in South Africa where the South African government decided to introduce the notion of an unabridged birth certificate for a person under the age of 18. And Otto's here in the room. The industry got together and spoke to the government and said, these people are using a thing called a passport. It's a modern system for controlling who a person is, but you want them to bring a piece of paper that they could run off on a photocopying machine at Kinko's, but that's going to basically override the passport. A preposterous proposal, and one in which hopefully the industry down there will get overturned. But it's an example of the race to the bottom, the race to the old-time thinking. We need modern thinking, we need digital disruption, we need to another term we use in Australia is we need to wrestle the dragon. The dragon are the bureaucrats. There is an industry that survives on the notion of these visas being issued. And I really support the notion of coming together, and I said it yesterday, there's many voices with one message. And if this is an example where we could come together on one message and using all of our voices in our home countries, and then collaboratively with some of these larger bureaucracies such as the EU, perhaps the DOT and others, where we can start to get some common discussion. and I look forward to taking part of that.